I had a resolution put forward for us all to discuss, and I think it's a very easy jumping off point. We have, as a board, say every student every day, and there's interpretation of what that means, of whether it's the community, whether it's the students, whether it's board members. And what the resolution reflects is the Title IX protected classes, every student, and what we're obligated to do as board members in terms of instruction for all students from a public education standpoint. We've had lots of changes in lawsuits settling, culture wars, conversations coming into the school district from years back of CRT and all kinds of issues where I thought, you know what, if we're really trying to address public comment and we're really accepting every student every day, this is a clean resolution to say that's who we are. So I'm open for, I thought we'd talk about it if we all agree, and then we could put it on the vote of an upcoming school board meeting.
I'll start.
Please.
Well, so I'll get to process later. I'm going to go to substance. And the first whereas of the first draft was on immigration. And I'm not going to pretend that I don't know where that came from. And now it's a different draft. So I'm going to go to the beginning at the last workshop, and I had asked Mr. Connor about a variety of how we track outside students or students that speak another language ultimately. I did use the word immigration. I'm very aware you cannot restrict or withhold educating students. The question more was around, are we keeping track? What are the trends? And I think it's our responsibility to understand what that is. Not only have we talked about reading as a priority, we've also talked about ESE. I'm super excited about what's already been presented by Mr. Connor. And our ELL students were another English language learners, for anyone listening, was another area. In addition, in the last couple of years, and as of recently, and teachers have come to me with concerns because it has changed over the years, where we're having an influx of students that speak a variety of different languages, and I don't have any data on it. So to start, I think it's important in our responsibility, our fiscal responsibility, to understand, what is that trend? Is it a perception? Is it reality? What are we seeing? How do we respond to it? I will say, as one individual board member, on the global discussion of seeing, you know, when you talk about immigration, it is impacting our communities, it is impacting our country, and it is impacting our schools. And so I'm not trying to isolate anyone, unfortunately, because, and I personally don't agree with the aspect of not being able to at least track to understand. That doesn't mean that you would discriminate. It's no different than Mr. Edwards wanting to, you know, track what students are coming in from charter schools or private schools. It's just, it's a source of data that helps us make informed decisions. But when it comes down to why I ask those questions, and I do think it's important that we understand that. So I'm not going to, that's where I want to clarify that. I did ask Mr. Connor from a data standpoint, but without having a board conversation, don't agree on putting resources out there from and asking the superintendent until we decide what that looks like, because I think there's a lot of data points that would help us understand what that looks like in the future. But I wanted to have that conversation as a board. As far as this, so the resolution, I'll defer. I'm just going to speak to the reason I asked that question to start with, because it seems like that's what was initially generated, and then Mr. Edwards, you expanded that. So those are my comments.
Seeing Miss Marinelli.
Well,